First one is super stupid simple. Very easy. But one of those that kind of catches a lot of kids, because I don't know if you've ever even asked yourself this. Let's take money out of the equation. Okay, stop it. I know all you're thinking about is money, and I understand that. It's a natural tendency, and don't do it. Okay? Take money out of the equation. If money was no object, and you could go anywhere you wanted to go for the rest of your life, but specifically college, what kind of weather would you even want to live in? Have you ever thought about that? If you could pick any place, your happy place, you know what I mean, weather-wise. Does that look like, are you a winter sports person? So are we talking about like anywhere close to a mountain so you can snowboard every morning before class? Because that's totally doable for college, you can do that. Are we talking about something like that? Sandy beaches, salty water, palm trees? A lot of people think palm trees are gross. Palm trees are my jam. I'm a Californian, so like this is what it is for me. But you gotta also think that that kind of weather is very temperate. You know what that means? Like it doesn't change much. Where I grew up in Southern California, like the low was 60. It went below 60, like everybody's in parkas. I'm not even joking. Like ski parkas, like with the tags on them from Tahoe. Everybody's walking around, I'm like, my God, we are going through a cold snap. Like we got to like 58. It was like the world was ending. And it went up to maybe like a solid 80. Summer was 80. If it went into the 90s, again, it was like, what is happening? El Nino. Like it was like a problem. You know what I mean? But like 60 to 80, and it really didn't change much. You know what I mean? The leaves don't change in the fall. There's no snow. Never seen snow in my life until I moved up here, and I was like, what's this? Which is why like this winter in particular, I still feel like very much in California. Yes?
Where did you
a little town in between, it's not little, but like a very not well-known town in between. It's like halfway between LA and Santa Barbara. Camarillo. I don't know about it.
Because my mom grew up in Southern California.
Yeah, it's like that. And there's places that are more, you know, like tropical, like obviously like Hawaii or Florida, places like that. But again, we're talking pretty temperate. I've had kids that thought that would be awesome because look at it, like that's the dream. And so they deliberately went to college there, and literally almost all of them did not adjust well. Especially coming from here, like they had a problem. Like the leaves are all green. Like it's November. Like everything's green, and I'm like, oh, it's okay. Like that's normal. And they're like, it's not. I don't even know what month it is. Is it June? Could be. Is it January? I don't know. And I'm like, okay, it can take a minute. But it's like if you think about it, I guess that's true. It would be kind of like hard to adjust to that. You know what I mean? That we're so used to. If you look outside, you can tell what month it is pretty much. You know what I mean? Or at least a range, small range of months. It could be. That could be January. We would have no idea. So that was kind of hard. And I had a couple kids that are like, yeah, I don't know what month it is. You bet I don't. And it's glorious. No one's okay. That's glorious. So depends on your personality. If you do like seasons, you know what I mean? Or like you like seasons but don't like snow. I always have the kids that say that. I want the seasons. I want crunchy leaves. I'm a crunchy leaves freak. I really like crunchy leaves. I don't know, fall is like a thing. I like deliberately like I'll walk in, like off of sidewalks to walk in crunchy leaves, like on purpose, you know what I mean? And Nate's like, oh, there you stop again. And I'm like, that's just, they're crunchy. Because I have to, I'm like, so I've been doing with my kid. I'm like, let's go look at the crunchy leaves. And Liam's like the sidewalk. And I'm like, well, they're not real. So let's go to the crunchy leaves. Crunchy leaves, mommy. Because that's what I like. But I don't like snow. Like if I could have all the seasons, but with the no snow part, you know what I mean? I can do cold. Cold's okay. The snow part for me. So if I could find a place that has seasons but no snow, and guess what? That exists. You know, like it really does. So if that's what you want to, then like that's totally doable. But this is interesting to think about because again, odds are, and I'm gonna say this a couple times more also, and we don't need to talk about it yet because that's gonna go in our psychology unit when I'm gonna crush you mentally. So that'll happen. That'll happen. Odds are very good wherever you go to college, you're going to end up living there for the rest of your life. And I'm just going to plant that, and then I'm going to walk away. You know what I mean? Like, we're not even going to talk about that right now. But most people end up staying, at least in the general vicinity of wherever they went to college. Odds are very good you're not going to go to college and then come back here. And I'll explain why that is later. But this is like a problem. So for a lot of my kids that end up going to a place where they don't like the weather, you know what I mean? Because they got a scholarship there or whatever, that's where they end up going, but a lot of times that's where they end up staying, and that can influence like the rest of your life. You know what I mean? I don't want to make it too heavy for you. but something to think about. It's small and trivial, and so you think about it, and it's actually kind of maybe not. Just thought. You guys all have something in your brain for that? You don't need to tell me. I'm not going to ask for examples. But you have something in your brain? Okay. Next question. Do you want a large campus or a small one? And again, I've had kids that have gone to school on both sides of the spectrum and have bailed from both because their personality did not mesh well with that kind of culture. So when I say large campus, I'm not even talking like U of I, Wazoo. Anybody been to one of those? State schools close by, or Boise State, any one of those kind of schools. Those are actually considered like mid to almost small state schools. Okay, they have between, I think all of those schools are between like 14 and 20,000 people on campus, and those are mid-size. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about big campuses like ASU, Arizona State, or like UW, University of Washington in Seattle. These are campuses with, in some cases, upwards of 50 to 100,000 people on campus. These are large cities in and of themselves. Okay. On campuses like that, you're probably going to have, especially in your first 2 years, very large classes, like arena-style classes. If you've ever seen, like in movies, with the big theater seating, you know what I mean, with a little tiny ant person down at the bottom talking to you on a microphone, that professor will never know your name. They will never know your face. You're probably never going to have a conversation with them. It's not going to be personalized. You're not going to have group work. You're not going to have fun projects. You're going to have lecture. It's like a performance at that point, teaching-wise. Okay? You're going to walk on campus with way more people than that, and you're going to be surrounded by strangers. Every face you see is going to be not familiar to you. On campuses like that, however, odds are good you're going to have a lot more opportunities for things like clubs, extracurriculars, intramural sports, things like that. They have anything that you're looking for. They have just about anything. I have a kid that goes to UW, and they join the Harry Potter club. Like they're all Potterheads, and they play Quidditch matches every Saturday afternoon. Like, I'm not even joking. And he is happier than a pig in slop because it's his people. And who would have thought, he's like on campus, he's like, is there like a club? They're like, oh my God, yeah, there's like 600 of us right over there. And he's like, oh my, really? And it's like, and there are hundreds of them. They have a league, a Quidditch league. It's a whole thing, and it's like normal, you know what I mean? And they become his people, and that's who he hangs out with. And he thought he was like weird in high school, and in college, he's totally not. First of all, because nobody cares. That's a lovely thing we're going to talk about later too. Nobody cares about you in college, which sounds mean, but it's actually very nice. Nobody's all up in your business, like, ew, you like Harry Potter. Nobody does that in college because nobody cares. People you hang out with also love Harry Potter, so they don't think you're weird. See? Isn't that nice? And like my LGBTQ babies, who in high school feel ostracized and weird and alone in college, and I tell them this every single time I have them in college, but I usually have at least a handful every semester. And they come to me and they say, I'm a freak. In high school, I'm terrified for college because I can't do this again, and it makes my heart cry. And I always tell them the exact same thing. Oh God, just wait. Just wait till college. You have no idea how happy you're going to be. And it makes me so happy to think about, because I keep in touch with most of my kids. And especially those kids, because I kind of like, I shove them in a direction. There are thriving LGBTQ communities on every single college campus, and you are absolutely not alone, and you're absolutely not weird, and they have friends, and they have love, and they have support, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's a whole different universe. Whatever you need to make you feel happy and involved and part of something is available on a gigantic campus. I guarantee you. Absolutely. If we flip to a small campus, right off the bat, those opportunities clearly kind of dwindle, yes? Because they don't have the population to support all those different kinds of diverse options. They just don't really have it. So you might have a couple things, and you can be involved if you want to, but your options are going to be kind of more limited. On the positive side, for small schools, your classes are going to be kind of like this. You're looking at about 20, maybe 30 people in a classroom in rooms that look like this with tables or desks, or you know what I mean. Your professor probably will know your face. Your professor probably will know your name. They might see you out for coffee and ask you to sit down with them and chat and stuff. A lot of professors in small schools actually host study groups at their homes where they'll have students come to barbecues on the weekends and chat and stuff, and that's normal. You know what I mean? It's like more being a part of a community. And a lot of people are really looking for that. For a lot of people, that horrifies them because they don't want that level of like intimacy on a campus. Totally depends on you though. For me, when I was going to college, the idea of anonymity sounded nice for me. I like the idea of a big campus. I like the idea of not knowing everybody. I like the idea of putting on my earbuds and walking in my crunchy leaves and not seeing people that I know. You know what I mean? I also hate people. We're gonna talk about this several times this semester as well. I don't hate people. So like, I don't need to be like, oh hey, hi, see you in English. Like, I just need to, you know what I mean? Just, you do you, and then I'll do me. And you just leave me alone. That's me, okay? I've had students, again, who have bailed from both. I had one student who went to UW, which again is like a little city, and she had never had any anxiety issues before. First week of classes, she had a legit anxiety attack, had to go to the campus health center, figured out because there's too many, it was too much randomness, you know what I mean? Too many strange faces, too many people everywhere, too much noise, too much new, you know what I mean? It was too much for her, and she like couldn't handle it. And she came back and went to U of I and was much happier there, size-wise. I've had kids who've gone to Whitworth, which is the other end of the spectrum. If anybody's been to Whitworth, they've got like a solid 2,000 people there, maybe. It's tiny. You can stand in the middle of campus and turn a circle and see the entire campus. And they went there and were immediately creeped out. It was like an M. Night Shyamalan movie for them. You know what I mean? Where they were just like, ooh, everybody knows me, and everyone says hello, everyone. And they got super G'd out by it, and they were like, oh, I don't need to be anonymous. Like, it's just, everybody knows me, everybody knows my face, and all the professors were like, can you meet for coffee? Can you come over for a barbecue? And they were like, I don't want to. So they just kind of like, they couldn't handle it. So they transferred down to UW, and were much happier down there, being much more anonymous. So do you kind of see what I'm saying? Like, it really has to do with your personality. This is where I'm also going to tell you over and over again, whatever schools you're interested in, I cannot explain enough how important I think it is for you to put your feet on the ground on that campus. Walk around. During school. My chick that went to UW went and visited, but she visited in the summer. You know what I mean? And there's no one there. The buildings are so pretty and the campus is gorgeous and she saw all that and she loved it, but there were no people there. And the people are clearly what made the difference for her. So if you're gonna go to a college, if you're really seriously thinking about a college, I really encourage you to go there. Go during school session. You know what I mean? Go during a semester and just wander around. And just see. How does it feel? Can you picture yourself walking around? For my kids that go to colleges sight unseen, that terrifies me because I'm a firm believer in fit, you know what I mean, and feel. And I've been on campuses where I'm like, even as an adult, I walk around and I'm like, this would suck. Like, you're just like, I don't like it, personally. I've got kids who are like, oh my God, this place is amazing. And I'm like, it's not, you're dumb. Like, this is horrific. And then I've been on campus places where I'm just like, ah! Like Gonzaga. Gonzaga, for some reason, the minute I set foot on it, I was just like, oh yeah, yes, 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 yes. I love everything about this place. And the more I walk around, I'm just like, like I wish I'd known about it because that would have been my #1 choice, guaranteed. I don't even care about the price tag. I would have, I can do that. That's happy place for me. Other campuses, I'm like, Wazoo for some reason doesn't do it for me. And every time I go there with my kids, I'm like, it's a lot of walking. I also don't do exercise, in addition to people. Also exercise. The campus is very spread out and it's everywhere, and there's long sections where you're just walking by yourself, and I just don't get a good vibe, you know what I mean? Like, I don't walk around and I'm like, yeah, this is nice. Like, it's not. I've got kids who go there right now actively and love it. Like, it's their happy place. They couldn't picture themselves anywhere else, and that's great, and that's my point. See what I'm saying? It's all about you. It's not about your girlfriend, boyfriend. It's not about your best friend. It's not about your mom. It's not about your dad. It's about you and where you can see yourself. Okay? So you have to go visit. Hi. Sorry. Are you going to be working during college? This is a biggie. And I have a lot of kids who, like, it's not an option. It's not like, well, I might get a job, like, for extra spending money. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, are you going to have to work? Have to. Necessary. Need it. If that's the case, then again, I need you to factor this into your thinking process for where you're going to pick. And here's why. I'm going to pick 2 schools and just compare them and illustrate my point. U of I, for example. How many of you have been to Moscow? Okay, armpit of the universe. Moscow is small and does not have a ton of options. The town itself is like, what, 30